2025, Indian jets and missiles hit 6 Pakistani air bases in a matter of days. Rafiki, Murid, Chaklala, Sukur, Sialkot, radar sites, command centers, air defense batteries, all targeted in the opening phase of Operation Sindoor. But here's the problem every air force runs into when it tries to do this. You only have so many fighter jets. India's BrahMos can fly on the Su-30, but only a few dozen jets are wired for it. The Rafale can carry the Scalp missile, but there are just 36 of them. So what happens when you want to launch dozens of cruise missiles at once and your fighter fleet cannot carry that many? The US thinks it has an answer, and it does not involve fighter jets at all. It involves cargo planes. Can a C-17 become a missile launcher? Why is the US Air Force now turning this into an actual program? And could India, which flies the same transport aircraft, adapt it too? Modern military doctrine has a name for this opening phase. Some trace the language back to shock and awe, the term the US used in 2003 in Iraq. The idea: hit radar, air defense, command centers and air bases fast before the other side can respond. India applied a version of this logic in May 2025. Operation Sindoor opened with strikes on terror infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. According to the Indian military, once Pakistan attempted to hit Indian installations, the response expanded to Pakistani military infrastructure, radar, air defense, command facilities, air bases. None of this damage is necessarily permanent. Runways get repaired, radars get moved. But even a short disruption opens gaps. Aircraft and missiles can slip through weaker sectors while defenses are blind or scrambling. Now, to pull off that kind of opening strike, you need volume, enough missiles in the air at once to overwhelm air defense and force the enemy to burn through interceptors. India can already fire the BrahMos from land-based batteries and ships. In the air, though, it is a different story. The government approved BrahMos integration on more than 40 Su-30 MKIs. But the missile is heavy, and fitting it means real structural and electrical rework of the aircraft. The Rafale fleet, 36 jets, can carry the Scalp long-range cruise missile. Fighter jets are capable, but there just are not that many of them. And they need maintenance and turnaround time between sorties. That limit is exactly what's pushing militaries to look elsewhere for launch platforms. The US Air Force's answer is called Rapid Dragon. Instead of rebuilding a jet to carry a missile, load the missile onto a pallet and roll the pallet out of a transport aircraft, a C-130 or a C-17, like a standard airdrop. A parachute stabilizes the pallet as it falls, then the missiles release, their wings unfold and they fly on to target on their own. Rapid Dragon completed system-level demonstrations on the C-17 and C-130 variants in 2021. Its first live-fire test, a JASSM-ER missile dropped from an MC-130J, came in December 2021 with further trials in Europe in 2022. The appeal? Well, no expensive aircraft modification and a single cargo plane can carry several missiles at once, freeing up the fighter fleet for other jobs like escort or air defense. Rapid Dragon was always meant as a proof of concept. The US Air Force has now moved it forward under a new name, Dragon Cart. In April 2026, Dragon Cart officially became a program of record, with the Air Force aiming to start fielding it in 2027. Dragon Cart pairs standard airlift and airdrop hardware with a government-owned battle management system, and it's designed to carry a variety of payloads, not locked to a single missile. The Indian Air Force already flies both aircraft families used in the US trials, the C-130J and the C-17. That does not mean the American system bolts straight onto Indian planes. It would need compatible missile safe release trials, mission planning software, targeting links and separate certification for each aircraft weapon pairing. The bigger issue is the missile itself. The air-launched BrahMos weighs around 2.5 tons, far heavier than something like the JASSMER, which is exactly the kind of weapon built for palletized launch. Hindustan Aeronautics has shown off the CATS Hunter, a lighter standoff weapon with roughly a 250 kg warhead as one possible fit, though its range, final specs and development timeline are still open questions. The US is not alone here. Brazil's Embraer and US defense firm Anduril signed an agreement on July 21, 2026 to explore fitting the Barracuda 500M missile onto the C-390 Millennium transport aircraft, using the same cargo ram palletized launch approach. Anduril says the setup could let one airlifter release dozens of relatively cheaper missiles in a single mission. The first pallet-launched Barracuda 500M test flew back in September 2024. The C-390 integration deal itself is brand new and still at the proposal stage. Here's why that lands close to home. Embraer, together with Mahindra, is pitching the C-390 for the Indian Air Force's medium transport aircraft competition, with local manufacturing and maintenance thrown in if it's selected. Turn a cargo plane onto a missile truck and you add launch capacity without buying more fighters. It also muddies the picture for an adversary. Suddenly, any transport aircraft could be a threat, not just the obvious strike jets. But it has real limits. Transport planes are big, slow, and cannot survive in contested airspace the way a fighter or bomber can. They'd have to stay well back and lean on missile range to do the rest. This is not a replacement for fighters, bombers, ships, or ground-based batteries. It's one more option in the mix for the opening hours of a fight when volume matters most.
They had a nuclear weapon.
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
No tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy and power seen through India's eyes, from Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India, how one move by China can affect India's security, what turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability, how Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood, why oil choke points can hit your wallet, how wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling, daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations, because news is everywhere. But perspective is rare, and in the age of confusion, clarity is power. Axis is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly, to understand the world through India's strategic lens. Subscribe now.